We're here with Jimmy Spithill from Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. You're helming on starboard side today. We were seeing gusts just over 20 knots. You're absolutely ripping, but not for long as the day came to an early end. Can you break it down for us?
Yeah, we got a little bit of sailing and beautiful breeze out there. You know, we had a couple of changes inside the boat that no one can really see, and yeah, we just came in. We wanted to make a few changes. We thought about going out, but we changed our minds and thought, look, we're gonna sort through a couple of things and then get the full day in tomorrow.
Can you give us a hint as to what changes were made inside the boat?
No.
So it was very stop and start earlier in the session. You were sailing for 2 minutes, stop for a while, and then go back for another 2 minutes of sailing. Can you tell us what was going on?
Yeah, we just were stopping, just checking a few things out on these things. But yeah, ultimately it's just one of those days. You know, you have days sometimes you've got a few little things here and there, and like I said, we could have gone out again, but we just thought tomorrow's forecast looks just as good, if not better. We said, look, let's come in, let's get sorted for tomorrow, and we'll use the whole day.
We saw the rudder stock fairing open with the techs working inside. Was it an issue with the steering systems?
No, steering was all good. We had a couple other things inside the boat.
And so when you actually did get sailing, you started with a downwind, 2 boards down, lots of twists in the sail. What were you working on?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 boards is something I think a lot of the teams are really looking at when the breeze gets up. So we're just working on the balance, sailing down, and then we got a pretty nice upwind run-in on the way home.
Do you think there's a chance of sailing downwind in the very strong breeze with 2 boards down in the racing?
I think if you need control or stability at times, yeah, but it would really be on the top end because VMG, you pay a big penalty. But you see a lot of teams, we saw the Kiwis in New Zealand on the very top end using it a lot for barraways and any time they got unstable. Clearly roundups when the breeze gets up. So yeah, I mean that 2 boarding is definitely a feature for these boats when you start getting overpowered.
And how much work is going into the systems, you know, when we're talking about fast drops, slow drops, gravity drops? Where's the work to be done?
You're just constantly fine-tuning. There's so many things you can change on the boat and the settings. It's just a never-ending kind of task that you have in front of yourself. And yeah, every day you go out, you try and fine-tune it a bit, and then the conditions can change, and you probably want to change the settings again. So tomorrow looks top end again, which would be great. So we'll definitely utilise tomorrow the full day.
Jimmy, thank you for your time.
No worries.
Lucas Calabrese, you're helming on starboard today on the new Patriot. First time we've seen the boat out on the water. It's very impressive. Can you tell us how different it feels to the old boat?
Well, yeah, obviously first official day. It was pretty windy, and it feels way more agile. Really, you can see the difference. And yeah, I mean there are some similarities, but overall just way more agile and lighter.
16th day of recon. How close to being able to push the boat to 100% are you?
I think we're getting there. Obviously today was probably the windiest day we said. It was upper range and sometimes above the wind limit. But we managed to do some laps, and yeah, they both felt pretty good.
We saw 18 to 22 on the recon boat. It's probably a lot more at the top of the rig. What did you see?
I saw I think 24 was the max that I saw.
Does the boat start to feel out of control when you're sailing?
I think the boat's responding really well, and if there is any more control that we need to get, it's just from the sailors that are on board. The boat's behaving really, really well. The systems are working really well, and it's just up to us to get the most out of it.
We saw some quite long delays in between stints. Was there problems on board?
We had a little bit of a hydraulic issue, but it got fixed at the second part of the day.
Over the last couple of weeks, we've had 4 boats out racing off Barcelona here. Has the team been able to gauge any sort of performance comparisons with the other boats?
I mean, it's very hard. Like some teams have like foil cameras on, and obviously this place is quite one-sided, so it's really, really hard, and we're not really lining up on the same tack. So yeah, it's pretty hard. But overall, I think we're feeling pretty confident with the boat, and day to day we're getting it to explode it more.
Let's talk a little bit about communication on board the boat. What things are shared in the communication loop between the helming pairs and the trimming and flight control pairs?
Well, the helms are sharing a lot of the tactical situations and what's happening on the course, and the trimmers are just making sure they are in sync with each other. So yeah, that's pretty much the big picture.
The wind today, you said, was maybe touching 24. How much windier could you have sailed in, do you think?
I mean, it wasn't that wavy today, so probably push a little bit harder, but it's just the more you push it, the riskier it becomes for the yacht, and we don't want to damage it. So I think if it's outside the wind limits, we were very careful on how much we push it.
Fantastic, Lucas. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.